Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. I'm Sally Baudet, live from Johannesburg. Your top stories this evening.
My conscience is very clean and clear about this Bosasa debacle.
President Ramaphosa to meet the public protector over the R500,000 Bosasa paid into a trust for his ANC campaign.
He had that type of relationship with the president, where you could tell the president what to do.
Meanwhile, at the State Capture Commission, Angelo Agrizzi claims former President Jacob Zuma was called on to stop the NPA investigation into Bosasa. And a twist in the Vlakfontein family murder case, as one of the accused is found dead in police custody. A storm in a teacup. That's President Cyril Ramaphosa's response to the EFF's threats that they will disrupt the State of the Nation address if he doesn't respond to the Bosasa issue. Now, last year, the president revealed his son had a contract with the company which donated R500,000 to his ANC presidential campaign. Now, Ramaphosa insists he's done nothing wrong. He revealed today for the first time that he has been asked to meet with Public Protector Bosasa COO to explain the matter. The president, speaking to our reporter Annika Larsen in Davos today, admits corruption is a major hurdle to foreign investment.
The Zondo Commission is still playing itself out. It really is. And I'm taking the view that the information that's coming out, the stories that are coming out, will keep on coming out and let us go through that process. At the end of it all, we will have the full picture. And once we have the full picture, we will then be able to say, this now calls for action. I did not lie to Parliament. I don't have anything to hide. I am not even having a sleepless moment about this because my conscience is very clean and clear about this Bosasa debacle. So I think we should not make a big, issue about this storm in a teacup or and make it as though there's big corruption in terms of what I've done. There is none. And I'm going to explain it to the public protector.
Meanwhile, at the State Capture Commission in Johannesburg, former Bosasa COO Angelo Agrizzi gave details today on President Jacob Zuma's alleged ties to the facilities management company. Agrizzi claims CEO Gavin Watson boasted he had Zuma in his pocket. Crucially, Agrizzi alleges Watson was able to ask Zuma to put roadblocks in the way of the NPA investigation into Bosasa.
On the 8th of May, I think it was when Ms. Juba was suspended, or they were compromised in the media. There was a big story about it. And Gavin insisted that we go and see Richmond Mt at his house that morning. And it was quite an early morning, so we drove through there. And at the meeting, Gavin Watson emphasized that both Mt and Juba were compromised and that Bosasa was at risk. He made a proposal on how it should be handled, and he was going to go and see the president soon, so he did a role play. He sat down Mti and he said to him, let me explain to you now what I'm going to do, and then I'll tell you how to handle it going forward. And his words were, we'll tell the president what to do and how to sort these things out.
The DA has held a memorial service for those who died in the Life Esidimeni tragedy, but it will not take down its controversial election billboard bearing the names of the victims. It's apologized, however, for causing offence. But 134 families are threatening legal action against the party because they were not consulted. Well, this isn't the only controversy the official opposition is dealing with. The party's head of policy has quit. Our reporter Masego Ratlache has more.
Party leaders have once again apologized to those families who feel aggrieved after a billboard was erected here in the Johannesburg CBD.
And I want to say, it was not our intention and for that I truly apologize.
But what does this apology mean when the party refuses to bring the billboard down?
Well, the billboard is up. It will be up for the duration that it was contracted to be, so that we can continue to ask the difficult questions that are still there.
It comes amid more disarray within the opposition party. The DA's head of policy, Gwen Ngwenya, quit last Friday, just 2 days after the billboard was erected. In her resignation letter, she accuses the party of spending more money on temporary billboards and other marketing than it does on developing a comprehensive policy blueprint for the country. Masakho Rahlaga, Johannesburg.
A dramatic twist in the case of the two men accused of murdering a Vlakfontein family. Police say one of the accused, Ernest Mabaso, committed suicide in his cell. Now, he died on the 18th of January, but news of Mabaso's death was only announced in court today, nearly a week later. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate is now probing the circumstances of his death. As Linda Kuhle-Kulu reports, the death of one of the accused will alter the trial proceedings significantly.
Your Worship, we were just informed at the prison that he has been booked out by the members of the South African Police Services to where it was never indicated, Your Worship. So now that they say he has passed away, I cannot confirm, Your Worship.
Court proceedings began with a shock announcement. 27-year-old Ernest Mabaso is dead. It's understood he took his own life. Mabaso was in Cape Town as part of the broader investigation into the murders of 7 members of a Vlakfontein family. Mabaso insisted Kupek forced him to commit the Vlakfontein murders. But the lawyer for accused number 2 is now arguing Mabaso's allegations cannot be admitted anymore.
So the state's case, or the respondent's case against the second applicant now, is significantly weakened. Actually, it's non-existent.
The community is still angry. It wants justice for the 3 women and 4 children of the Khoza family who were murdered and buried in shallow graves in their home.
Lawyer ya Kupe inahane before itlanisa wona Kupe uzophuma. Ngeke kube easy, angeke siyeke kube easy the way banahana ngate.
The matter is resuming on Tuesday. Mabaso's death certificate is expected to be submitted then, providing more answers about how he died. Lindokuhle Xulu, Protea Magistrates Court.
The Shwaza Reneka teacher who was suspended over a photo of black and white children sitting separately in class has won her job back. Today, the Labour Court judge presiding over the matter said people shouldn't claim something is racist until they're sure of the facts. Our reporter Mia Spies spoke to Ilana Barkhuizen, who's delighted to be going back to class.
There is no valid reason as to why the applicant's suspension was necessary or justified.
Barkhuizen is relieved to put the ordeal behind her.
Thank you to everybody for all the support, everyone who helped, everyone who was there for me. Justice has been served. And for that I'm glad, and for that I'm grateful. Thank you to all.
Judge Prinsloo has ruled there are lessons to be learned from this case.
Racism cannot and should not be tolerated, and it has to be attacked and destroyed wherever it is found. In the same breath, however, racism should not be found and named where it does not exist.
Barkhuizen hasn't been back home to Schweizereineke since the incident. She says she's excited to stand in front of her class and its 22 pupils once more.
I miss my children, I miss my family, I miss my community. So yes, I'm glad. I'm happy.
The MEC couldn't be reached for comment, but he earlier indicated he'll abide by the court ruling. Mia Spies, Johannesburg.
Fans, family and friends said their final goodbyes to Bafana legend Phil Masinga today. A special provincial funeral was held in Stilfontein for the man whose famous goal sent South Africa through to the 1998 Soccer World Cup for the first time. The people of Khuma in the northwest came to pay their respects to Chipper Masinga. Many of his Bafana teammates from the famous class of 1996 were there as well. Of course, in 1996, Bafana won the Africa Cup of Nations, a moment that united all South Africa in celebration. Still ahead on eNews, Felix Tshisekedi has been sworn in as the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Right, Sally. And the rand has been doing rather well on the back of a weaker dollar. We'll get details on that and more.
Here's Rufiwa now with all our business news. We heard earlier from the President speaking to Annika Larsen, dealing with the state capture issues, talking about the impact it's had on foreign direct investment. But he did say, I think yesterday, that it had grown by over 400% to $7.1 billion. Is it really possible? That's a lot of money.
It actually is, Sally. In 1 year, we've seen outstanding inflows. But the catch here is that this was inflows onto the JSE market. So what foreign companies were doing were investing into shares on the stock exchange, as well as bonds and other assets held by foreign investors. It didn't necessarily go into key sectors that contribute to the actual growth of the economy. So we actually spoke to Azar Jamin, who's an economist at Econometrics, and he breaks it down for us. You know, is this investment really as relevant as it's deemed to be?
What we are really looking for in this country is people coming in directly to build new factories, new dams, new roads, new buildings, etc. And that has not been forthcoming. It has some positive implications, but it will not, in the short term, affect the fortunes of the man in the street and provide social upliftment in any meaningful way that will create jobs and reduce unemployment.
And with that, let's have a look at the markets.
Right, Sally. So let's just have a look at how the JSE performed today. So it was more than 0.5% weaker as concerns about US and the China trade worsened. So the fear of slowing global growth, particularly in China, has also kept the markets volatile. And this is because Chinese demand for a wide range of commodities and products from the rest of the world could weaken this year. On the commodities front, oil prices are weaker today as concerns around global growth worsen. But these worries have boosted the demand for gold, which has been described once again as that safe haven asset. Looking at the local unit now, thanks to the weaker dollar, the rand has firmed in late trade. Now, this has caused banks and financials to close higher at 1.4% this afternoon.
Interesting how gold is the go-to, isn't it?
It's a safe haven asset. Exactly.
It absolutely is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sally.
Rufiwa, we'll chat again to you next week. Well, let's move to international news. And Felix Tshisekedi has been sworn in as President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The inauguration took place at the Palace of the Nation in Kinshasa. The Electoral Commission declared Tshisekedi as the winner of last year's elections, but the results were challenged by opposition leader Martin Fayulu. Now, his appeal, however, was dismissed by the Constitutional Court. We'll go to Candice at our weather centre for your live weather. Hello, Candice. And then, beauty is seemingly in the eye of the app. This controversial new app gives freebies to only, quote, good-looking people. With the weekend almost upon us, here's Candice McKechnie in Cape Town with your weather news. Hey Candice, how's it looking?
Hi Sally. Well, we've had a typical summer's day across South Africa on Thursday, and on Friday we'll still see quite a bit of thunderstorm activity and hot temperatures across the interior, but we'll also see cloudy weather and showers along the east coast as well as the adjacent lying interior, with showers also spreading through to the Eastern Cape. Windy conditions are expected across the interior as well as along the southwestern coastline, with that southeasterly wind gusting in Cape Town, and then we'll see isolated to scattered thunderstorm activity over the northeastern and eastern interior. Another sunny, hot and dry day is forecast for the Northern Cape, just shy of 40 for Appington and Kimberley. Sunny for Sutherland at 28 and a minimum of 8 degrees. You'll see warmer temperatures for the Western Cape, fine and dry for Cape Town at 27, with some cloud into Hermanus and Bredasdorp and some light rain as we head towards Mossel Bay and George, both in the low 20s. Cloudy weather keeps temperatures cool over the eastern part of the Eastern Cape with a chance of showers, and we'll see a few thunderstorms thunderstorms over the far northeastern parts. Cloudy weather and showers remain in the forecast for KwaZulu-Natal, with a chilly day for Pietermaritzburg at 19 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms are forecast over the western part of Mpumalanga, with highs in the low 30s. 27 for Bombela, dry for Skukuza, as well as over the eastern part of Limpopo, with thundershowers as we head further west. You'll also see isolated thundershowers for the majority of northwest, with a slightly cooler day. Freiburg still expecting a sizzling hot afternoon at 38 degrees. 36 for Bloemfontein and Welkom, with isolated thundershowers over the eastern part of the Free State. Gauteng can expect a hot end to the work week, with highs mainly in the low 30s and up to a 60% chance of thunderstorms. On Saturday, we're expecting sunny and hot weather in the west, with rain remaining in the forecast still on the east coast. Thunderstorms continue over the northeastern parts, with cooler weather reaching Bombela, and that cooler weather reaches Gauteng on Sunday, with thunderstorms all the way through to the central interior, but still sunny and hot in the west. That's all from the Weather Centre. Have a good night, Sally.
Thank you so much, Candice in Cape Town. And finally, an app that offers freebies to beautiful people is causing controversy. The Beauty Pass connects models with venues looking to attract the in crowd. Is it a great marketing idea or pure discrimination against those not blessed with picture-perfect features? Tanya Neft checks it out.
Try downloading this app. You may just be successful if you're hot, according to the app criteria. It's called Beauty Pass, and it's for models only. And according to their Instagram account, it seems mostly females are signing up. The exclusive app entitles models from selected agencies to free offers in restaurants, gyms, clubs and more.
A lot of the restaurants or gyms, or anything that sort of tries to have a bit of a marketing ploy, they tend to attract the models and make these offers known. I suppose if the models want to do it, I mean, times are tough everywhere in the world for models. They have to do it on their own dimes. So if anyone is offering a discount, I suppose anybody would take it.
According to the Beauty Pass website, it's been connecting models with freebies at these elite venues worldwide, and now the concept has come to South Africa. The app states it's a great tool to relieve models from costly everyday expenses and to help them save money in cities they're working in. But how does that sit with ordinary paying South Africans?
Models in a club is always a good thing from a guy's perspective.
How can they let them eat for free? And it's like a discrimination to people like me.
Whether it's fair or not, it seems beauty can get you a free pass. There are certainly mixed reactions to this exclusive app. It's just such a pity I couldn't register because I'm feeling quite hungry right now. Tanya Neft, Cape Town.
Well, then there's definitely no hope for this middle-aged mum. Before I go, let's recap your top stories. President Ramaphosa to meet the public protector over the R500,000 Bosasa paid into a trust for his ANC campaign. At the State Capture Commission, Angelo Agrizzi claims former President Jacob Zuma was called on to stop the NPA investigation into Bosasa. And a twist in the Vlakfontein family murder case as one of the accused is found dead in police custody. From me and the team, very good night.